honestly honored to have Chris Howell joining us today. Chris and I have known each other. I know he's been with the organization over 20 years, so I know I've known him for at least 20 years because I've been here 25 years. And but it's been really fun over the last year or year and a half because Chris actually put together a crew of top agents and sales leaders, and I don't even remember exactly how it developed. Maybe was it
I
Tennessee?
don't either.
Don't either. Um, but Chris put together a crew, and we get together just about every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. Chris kind of hosts it, and it's six or eight of us. Gary's involved in it too, and we get together and we just brainstorm and everybody on that call is running a huge, massive practice. Some are sales leaders, some are agents, but it's just fun to cross pollinate in that fashion, and it's one of the most valuable groups that I'm a part of. I've been involved in a few similar to that, but nothing like that. So I do want to introduce Chris. So Chris, I actually almost 24 years, I guess, that he's been with the organization. So we've known each other for about a quarter of a century. Uh,
Golly, yeah.
he's currently the number 22 agent in the nation for 2025. When you look at total career production, he is the fourth highest producing agent to be a part of health markets. So just some incredible numbers. Recently hit over 10 million FYCRs. And when I actually had Chris come in and talk a number of years ago because he started his practice doing something that I did not, and that was pounding leads. And I think he'll share the story a little bit today. But he worked really, really hard for many, many years, wrote a ton of production, sitting behind his computer and working with clients over the phone. Over the last couple of years, and again, he'll share his story a little bit more intimately, but over the last couple of years, he made a huge shift in his business, and he started doing what many of you are doing. And he decided to say, I'm going to dig deep in my backyard. I'm going to become a fixture in my community. I'm going to advertise like I've never advertised. I'm going to build a personal brand here locally. A lot of the things that we've been doing for many, many years, Chris made that flip in just the last couple of years. And so I think it's really interesting to hear from him because he's run both sides of the fence, right? He's been the high volume lead junkie, and now he's turned into, just shifted his practice, and it's a little different practice than it ever was. I know that he had an incredible year with cross-selling in the senior market. I actually shared Kevin McIntyre's video with him before open enrollment or early in open enrollment. And he kind of followed a similar path that Kevin did and did some incredible things there. So,
Thank you,
Chris,
Kevin.
thank you, Kevin. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing
Yeah.
and allow you to share. And man, we really appreciate you being here. I'm going to turn things over to you for as long as you'd like to take them. I'm going to walk to the back of the room and reload my coffee. But you got a room full of people here. Actually, let me spin my computer a little bit because I understand it's way better to look at the crowd than it is. Is
Oh, dang.
that a little better?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So thanks for being here, man. The floor is
Yeah, of
yours.
course. Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate Silas and Gary so much. Like you said, we're on a call every Thursday morning, and you guys are so lucky to be where you are. You're so lucky to have leaders like that around you, even leaders amongst yourselves, which is so crucial in this business. So I want to go through kind of what I've been doing the last couple of years. Like Silas said, I made a huge change recently and was scared to death, didn't know how it was going to work. And I think it's working. So we'll find out. So what we're going to talk about is how do we rethink our business model? How can you have more fun, work smarter, meet interesting people, and still make money? Because at the end of the day, that's why we're all here. That's me. Guys, here's the first thing I'll tell you. Don't be afraid. Don't take yourself too seriously. Make goofy pictures like this and put them out there and have people see you. I am getting comfortable, and this is a theme throughout this, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, being vulnerable, showing a side of yourself that is goofy, is silly. When I first started this business, I thought I needed to be the most important, the best insurance agent that God ever created. I took myself very seriously, and it was stupid. So loosen up, and let's have some fun. Silas said, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know if you guys did. I used to wear a shirt and tie to work every day, which seems crazy now because when it's hot outside, I'm wearing shorts and a short sleeve button down Disney shirt, which you guys will see in a second. But we used to wear shirt and tie. That kid that I'm holding there is now 14 years old. I've got three boys that are 18, 16, and 14. And so I'm obviously very busy in out of work things. But when I started here at Health, and I've been with Health Markets the entire time. I went to college at University of Tennessee. I graduated, and I started working here immediately afterwards. And I figured I would do this until I figure out what I really want to do, and been doing it ever since. My resume has one job on it. If well, I don't have a resume. If I ever created a resume, it'll have one job on it. We used to. We didn't have I didn't have a cell phone when I started. We didn't have internet in the office. My first day, I was handed a phone and a phone book, and it said start calling, and that's what I did. And so I would pick a type of a field in the yellow pages. I would pick, like I said, roofers, photographers, fence builders, and I would have a red pen and a green pen, and I would call every single one of them. I use the red pen to cross through if they said no. I'd use a green pen and circle if they said yes. I'd get the classifieds. I'd look at ads there, do the same thing. That was my training. I didn't have leads. I didn't have anything. On the right, you'll see we used to get paper leads mailed to the office. I don't know where they really came from. They were on a piece of paper, be perforated into fours, and we would call these people and just hope that they still wanted to buy health insurance after however long it took for them to initially say they wanted it until the lead actually came to us and we called them. They were all just a name and a number. And for my entire career, I treated leads as a name and a number. That was it. My business really started to take off when I got hooked up with realtors. There are a lot of realtors, and they're all self-employed. They're all 1099, just like us. None of them have group health insurance. And so I heard Mark Cuban say long ago, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to do stuff that either nobody else can do or nobody else wants to do. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so I'm going to do stuff that nobody else wants to do. I'm not going to be a rocket scientist. I'm not going to be a brain surgeon. I can work hard. That's the only skill that I have. And so I would formulate a database every year of every realtor around Nashville. So there's 86. There were 8,600 realtors in Nashville at the time, and so I would create a database, and I would would email them once every 2 months, all year long, and that generated a lot of business. So what changed for me? That was working well, like buying leads, sitting in my office, calling them all day, every day. It worked, and I was like, all right, cool. This is working. All of a sudden, it stopped working. COVID was tough. We all had to change kind of what we do. I was never really a go sit down with people in their kitchen kind of guy. I did everything over the phone anyway. But COVID taught me, was like, well, if I can't go see anybody, I might as well get licensed all over the country. So that's what I did. And I would call and text all day, every day, these leads. And then all of a sudden, the buying habits seemed to change. I don't know if you guys have run into this, but I started calling and texting these leads, and it was just they were argumentative all the time, just mad that I was getting in touch with them because they were being called and texted all day, every day by 10, 15 different agents. And my business started falling off because, as Gary Boberhoff once told me, if they come to you on price, they're going to leave you on price. And if somebody came in and sold them something that was a little bit cheaper, they were going to go with that. And so my retention was terrible. So I know Silas and Gary remember, and if you have any other older people in there, y'all remember we used to get paid based on our take-in rate. If you were going to make $1,000 that week, but your take-in rate, meaning your retention, your persistency, was say at 60%, instead of you getting $1,000, you got $600. My business was falling off. I wasn't my back end, my commission checks weren't very big. I was stressed all the time because like what I've always done, what's worked for 22 years just stopped working. And that was terrifying because I didn't know what I was going to do. And it wasn't fun, that's for sure. So what changed was I have a wonderful assistant, and she forced me to get out of my comfort zone. So we started going to every networking, every event in town, everything we could get our hands on, we would go, the two of us. Part of my marketing strategy is to be 6'5". It works. Everybody loves Eliza. And so we go to everything together, and we started selling ourselves, selling me. not selling health markets, but selling us, selling Chris and Eliza. All of a sudden, we started getting business from that, and it was stickier business. It was better business. All of us love our commission checks. For a lot of us, they're much bigger than our advanced checks, and so especially in y'all's territory. So we were selling stickier business. The retention was going up. We had better relationships with our clients. It was a happier sale. Started doing a lot more Medicare, which I know you guys do a ton of. Probably right now, Medicare is about 75 to 80% of my business. Health insurance sucks. We all know that, and it's not going to get any better. So we had to figure out something. So again, I went from calling and texting and just selling health insurance to not doing any of calling and texting, getting out in the community and selling Medicare. So it was a complete 180 from where I was. We send out birthday texts every day. I say Eliza sends out birthday texts every day to people because people are born every day. And it's usually probably 10, 15 people a day that get a birthday text from us. And that's the picture they get. On the mailers that we do for people that are turning 65, that's the picture on the postcard. Why? Because I want to stand out. I want to be different. I want people to not just see a guy in a button-down shirt and a blazer. I want them to see a personality that our slogan is insurance isn't fun, but we are. Because like I said earlier, we don't take ourselves very seriously. We take our job very seriously, but we don't take ourselves very seriously. And because of doing this last 2 years, we kind of became a business that people root for. Had a ribbon cutting here at my office about a year and a half ago, and we had over 100 people come, and they were just there to support us. It was clients, it was friends, it was family. It was just people in our community. Our office is on, if you've ever watched a Hallmark movie, that's where our office is. We're in the middle of a main street area that is old and beautiful and charming and special and magical. And that's where our office is. And so we had people from all over the community come to this event. We're in the community that we're in. We have awards called the Downtown Franklin Awards, and different businesses are nominated, and you have to get voted on. And we're nominated for 3 different awards, one being best business. We're in the top 3 in one of those. I don't know which one, but we'll be at the awards next month and see if we win. Last year we came in second. We also came in second in a different one. But people root for us. People like us. They know us, and they trust us. And they trust us because we are everywhere. I went to an event yesterday, and I walk in and I see 2 different people like, oh, the mayor of Franklin's here. Another guy said, all right, Chris is here. The event can get started. And there was probably 100-something people there. Like we show up all the time. And I don't know if you guys have ever studied Enneagram. It's a personality test. I'm an Enneagram 3, and part of my personality is I'm a cheerleader. I'm going to mention ribbon cutting here in a second, but I cheer on everybody else. When I first started this business, it was me against the world. I was like, I have to beat everybody. And my mentality has totally changed on that. I want to be a cheerleader. I'm the biggest cheerleader out there. So I mentioned being goofy. So me and Eliza spent one day and got all these different pictures taken. Cubs jerseys, hockey jerseys, football jerseys, soccer. I forgot we had the Olympic one until yesterday. Posted that. College football, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, birthday, everything. So this is the content that we put out there. Our clients get an Easter. They get the Easter text last year. We'll do that again this year. We text our clients a lot. The CRM that we use, unfortunately, is not VanillaSoft. We use a different CRM, but we send a ton of texts. We send when somebody initially enrolls with us, they're going to get 5 texts over the first 90 days, and then they're going to hear from us once a month. And usually those texts are going to include one of these pictures, just so they can see us, so they can see a different side of us, so they can see that we're real people, not just somebody sitting in an office. Because of where our office is, we eat lunch out every day. We go to the bar. We see people we know every day. Eliza went to the bar the other night and texted me and said, "Hey, I was talking to this couple for an hour. Didn't know them. Didn't realize they were clients until an hour into the conversation." It's a guy that we had talked to on the phone, but he didn't know. We use those pictures to create. We have coasters that we create. We put in the bar. This client saw our coaster and he's like, wait, that's my insurance guy. That's what I want to do. Our community has about 90,000 people. That's 90,000 people that I can help out so that we can get covered. And almost all of them need something that we do. So what's going to change? I'm going to go through kind of what we do, kind of what our game plan is. We're very involved in the Chamber of Commerce. Where the county that I'm in, it's Williamson County in Tennessee. There's 95 counties in Tennessee. It is the wealthiest county by far, just south of Nashville. It's got every all the major businesses are here. A lot of the celebrities live here. The country music singers and producers and songwriters and everybody else. There's just a lot of money around where we are. Tennessee doesn't have a state income tax. So a lot of people move to this area because if you've made a lot of money, then you don't want to pay taxes on it. You come to Tennessee because it's better than Florida. It's better than Texas. Tennessee's pretty great. I heard that laugh. That was good. Nashville's a pretty great place. And again, where we are in Franklin is pretty magical. So we got super involved with the Chamber of Commerce. They over 200 events planned, and we're going to be at 80 to 90% of them. I got a ribbon cutting to go to tomorrow. We go to pretty much every ribbon cutting they have. They had 87 ribbon cuttings last year, I think 92 the year before. So this is just, it's either a new business coming in, you change locations, it's an anniversary, it's whatever you want to do. Get everybody together. We're going to cut a ribbon. And for me, it's fun because these businesses that are opening, we went to one that was a dental office, and this girl was the first person in her family to go to college, and now she's opening up her own dental practice. And her mom and dad are there, and they're crying, and her whole family's there. I was like, this is the biggest day of her professional career, and we get to be there. We get to celebrate that. We also just show up. Again, that's typically what we look like in the summertime. That's a ribbon cutting at a liquor store. That was a good one to go to. We've got it's a lot of fun events. And you never know what it's going to be. We have one tomorrow for like a soap place. I don't even know what they do, but we'll be there down the street. So we go to all of these ribbon cuttings. Get involved in your Chamber of Commerce, whatever that looks like. Go do something, get out. Nobody is going to walk into my office and want to buy health insurance or want to buy a Medicare plan. I know that. I have to get out there. They have to know that I exist. One crucial thing that we're both wearing in this picture is a name tag. I know it sounds stupid. Get a name tag with your name on there. I've written multiple deals because of a name tag. Because people see me at these events. Again, I stick out in a crowd and they look at my name tag like, wait, you do health insurance? I'm like, yeah. And get business from that. We just created a new name tag yesterday. Instead of saying it says licensed insurance agent, it says health insurance and Medicare. Because licensed insurance agent can mean a lot of different things. I want them to know specifically what I do. So we created those on Etsy or something. I think they were like $6. Do that. It's worth it. Networking groups. I hate networking. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. Nobody likes doing it. Nobody is like just fired up to go to a networking group, but we're a part of, I think, 3 different networking groups, myself and Eliza, and just go. If they are offering a time where you can talk about your business, take it. This is me giving a talk. What I'm talking about in this picture has nothing to do with health insurance. I'm just telling my life story, which is very messy and very complicated. But these people need to know who I am and where I'm coming from and my background before they're ever going to trust me to do health insurance or Medicare. So again, I'm putting myself out there. That's in case you're wondering, that's a goofy golf shirt. Again, guys, I'm a large child and I know that. And so I know I'm going to stick out for many reasons, whether it's my shoes or my clothes or whatever. People are going to know who we are, which is the plan. LinkedIn. I know people like to crap on LinkedIn because this is going to sound very mean. Silas is on LinkedIn a lot. There's a lot of Silases on LinkedIn. Smart business people that it's not the cool kids, the guys. I made so much money off LinkedIn. I'm on there. They send a report. Spotify is a Spotify Wrap. Like you listen to all these songs and there's this many hours. LinkedIn does the same thing. I was in the top 95% of LinkedIn users last year. So I'm on there every day. And I started probably about March or April. Again, Silas and Gary have been telling me forever, you need to connect with financial advisors, connect with financial advisors. I'm like, okay. So I went on LinkedIn and I connected with every financial advisor that I could find. I'm still doing it to this day. I send them an invitation. I send them a message. This is Chris Howell. I own an insurance agency in downtown Franklin. Help people with health insurance and Medicare. Um, do you have anybody that you that you send your clients to for those things or something like that? It sounds a lot better. And I have them respond, and it has generated so much business. I've been able to connect with guys that I hadn't seen in 20 years that are financial advisors. As Gary once told me, instead of having one person working for yourself, now you have 30 people working for you. That's my goal. I want as many of these guys and girls as possible to send business to me. Also, it's really fun to go sit down with these people and learn about how they run their business and learn about what they do. Um, Finance advisors are typically fairly smart people. They are dumb as a rock when it comes to health insurance and Medicare. They don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about what they do. And I tell them that. Like, my pitch to these guys is when I sit down with them, my job is to make you look as good as possible. I want you to be able to send me a client. Hey, Mitch, um, Joe sent you to me, need to get health insurance, Medicare, whatever it is. You are so lucky to have Joe in your life, to have a Joe that will set you up for financial success, that's taking care of you. I know me personally, having a financial advisor, I just got one for the first time like 4 years ago. The sense of calm and peace that I have now is huge. And they are doing this for all their clients, and we're a part of that. And so I want them to be like, hey, man, you're so lucky to have Joe in your life. I want the advisor to be able to send somebody to me, like, hey, cool, I got it. They get to, cool, did my part, threw the ball to Chris. Chris has got it from here. And then I take care of them, take care of their clients, and again, make them look as good as possible by sending their clients to me. They could have sent their clients anywhere. I'm confident enough in myself, and hope you guys are too, that I'm the best in the area of what I do. The best in Nashville, Franklin, wherever, that does what I do. And so them sending their clients to me is huge. So I've been able to go to lunches with these offices and kind of go through what I do. Been able to go to these offices downtown and kind of explain, this is the process we have. I go through the same process that I just told you guys about, where we're in contact with these people all year long. Again, I want them to feel comfortable, but a lot of this is just people liking you. That's it. You've got to be likable. I'll get to that in a second. I saw this on Twitter, Matt, about a month ago, and it is the lifeblood of what I do. Just showing up. I'm increasingly convinced that showing up is the key to life. Show up when no one's watching. Show up when it's hard. Show up when you don't feel like it. Show up when the rewards are uncertain. Just show up. You can never bet against the person who keeps showing up. Again, guys, that's my marketing strategy. Just show up. Just be there. They're going to trust you if you're everywhere. And myself and Eliza, we're at everything. We are going to be there. They know if they're worried that anybody's going to come, they know the two of us are going to be there, and they can count on that. And there's a trust level there that is unmistakable. In our Chamber of Commerce, again, everybody, because we're the wealthiest county in the state, everybody looks to our Chamber of Commerce as kind of like the top group. We know all the employees. We know the CEO invited us to lunch the other day because we were walking on a ribbon cutting together. It's like, hey, do you guys want to go to lunch? We're like, sure. It's very nonchalant, very low stress, just hanging out with the CEO of the largest chamber of commerce in the state, who knows everything about everything. And I guarantee if somebody comes to him and says, hey, do you know anybody that does Medicare? He's going to think about me. And that's the goal. I'm not good at sales. I've had a fairly long career for someone who's not good at sales, but I know I'm not good at sales. And I know that. I know that about myself. Very self-aware. And so I know I have to keep showing up and kind of stand on the side of the room, and they know what I do, and they know how good I am at it. And eventually, if the need arises, I'll be there. And that's what I want. I'm not going to push it down their throat. I'm not going to say, hey, who do you know that I can help out? I'm not going to do that. For me, it's going to be, Chris is going to be there. We know he's going to be there. We like him. He's funny. Eliza's great. She's wonderful. We know they know what they're doing. Oh, by the way, crap, 6 months later, I need to get health insurance, or my a friend of mine just started his own company. He needs to get health insurance for him and his family. You need to call Chris. That's what I want. I want to be able to be at the top of mind when that happens. The people that show up to these networking events and shove their business down your throat are there probably once or twice, maybe 3 times, because people don't respond to that very well. And they're not getting the recognition and the attention that they crave until they leave. I don't go to any of these events for recognition or attention. I go because I enjoy going. I go because in most times it's the right thing to do. Just being there, supporting your community. That's why we go. This is us showing up. Over on the left, we sponsor a golf tournament every year. That's Liza in the middle. That's her fiance. To the right, her fiance happens to be a professional golf instructor. And so we sponsor a golf tournament that the mayor puts on every year that's got anybody and everybody at Franklin at it. They get to pay. So her name is Eliza. His name is Elijah. They get to the 4 guys hit their shots. If they all suck, which they typically do, they can pay $40 to have Elijah hit his shot. His shot's going to be better than their shot every time. And so that's more money we're raising for the nonprofit that we're raising money for. I've learned that I really enjoy raising money for nonprofits. In the last year, the Rotary Club that I'm a part of, again, if you have a Rotary Club where you are, join it. I've gotten a ton of business from a Rotary Club. They're typically older individuals. They all need, again, everybody who's over the age of 65 has to get a Medicare plan. They got to get it from somebody like us. Might as well be us. So the Rotary Club that I'm a part of, I'm the sponsorship chair. Why? Because I enjoy doing it. Also, selfishly, all these companies I'm connecting with, they're going to see my email signature every time I send something. Last year, we raised $200,000 for different nonprofits where we are. It's a blast. It's so much fun. Speaking of which, I sponsor events around town. The bottom left is me sponsoring the Franklin High girls soccer team. I didn't go to any games. I think they were pretty good, but that cost me $500 to have up there all season long. I've sponsored football, sponsored softball, sponsor a lot of stuff. Again, every nonprofit around here has a fundraising event. We have one coming up in a week and a half that we raise money for. The other one coming up in May. My town, I'm in charge of sponsorship for the Christmas parade. So I'm going to give my money where I think I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. Whether, yes, it's good to give money, but also I do want recognition for doing that. And I've learned kind of which ones are good at that, which ones are good at recognizing and rewarding the people that do that, and which ones aren't. But I'm going to give my money away. I think we all have a calling to do that, and that's what I'm going to do. In the middle, different networking group that we're a part of. Top right, as I said, we have these coasters that we've put out at the bar. The bar is more than happy to not have to buy their own coasters and use ours. And so we have coasters that we put out. That one says fight over hockey teams, not over health insurance. We all have, Eliza's great at putting fun sayings at the top of them. We have an Olympic one that's on its way to us now to go to the bar. But this is part of our community. We've written a lot of business at that bar down the street from our office. And then the ribbon cuttings, again, we go to all of them. And I try to post as much as I can on social media about us being out and about, because it's good for business. It just is. I want people to see that we are out and supporting people in the community. A few times I've talked about being likable. I came across this a couple of days ago. Josh Brown is CEO of Reholtz Wealth Management. He's on TNBC a lot. He's got a podcast. It's wonderful. I follow a lot of realtors. I follow a lot of financial advisors because I think we're all in a similar business, and I'm trying to find the ones that are the best at kind of marketing what they do. But Josh posted this yesterday on LinkedIn. He said, work on your personality. Technical skills won't be enough. They're going to turn your task into an automated workflow. Be likable, and you get to be the one who implements and oversees that workflow, answering for the end result. Your less likable teammates aren't going to be here in 3 years, but you will, because these are the traits that you're going to double down on. I'm reliable. I'm accountable. I'm enjoyable to be around. I'm creative. I am social. I am low maintenance. I am part of the solution. I'm energetic. I am a delight to deal with. Guys, if you're all of those things, you're going to be successful. And I think Eliza and myself are all of those things. We're reliable because people know that we're going to be there. They know we're going to be there. We're accountable because if a client calls us or texts us, we're going to respond immediately. I have anxiety issues that won't let me not respond immediately. Um, we're a good time to be around. We just are. We're creative. I have failed more at this company than probably anybody because I'm not afraid to try anything. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we're going to try it. Well, what if it does work? Also, this job can. I mean, I've never been bored a day in my career doing this, but it can be monotonous. You've got to do ways to. You got to. We all have a creative bone in our body. We have to find a way to get that creative outlet. For us, we met with a digital marketing person yesterday who's going to start doing social media videos for us to put out there. Again, so people can see a different side of us and see that we are real, actual people. We're social. Yeah, we're at everything. Low maintenance. Yeah, I mean, don't be high maintenance. We're part of the solution. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the biggest part of what we do is solving problems. We are problem solvers. Someone comes to you and says, here's the problem I have, and we figure it out. We fix that problem. We are part of the solution. Energetic. I go and go and go. Today's a lighter day. I'll be done a little early. But typically I get to the office about 7, mainly because my kids go to school at 7 and I don't want to hang around the house by myself. And my wife won't let me hang out with her. She gets tired of me. So I have to come to the office. But we have an event. We have a ton of events every day. And I mean, last week, I think I left the house at 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, got home after 9 o'clock. It's fun. And I'm like a toddler. I just kind of wear myself out and I fall asleep real fast, but I go all the time. Being on is exhausting. Just heads up. And I am a delight to deal with. I think I am. I mean, the only way you guys know this, but the clients, you're never going to get a client that calls you and everything's going great and say, hey, just want to let you know you're awesome. You're only going to hear from them when something bad happens. So one of the post-sale texts that I send out the very next day is a link to my Google review page and ask for a review. That's the only time I get positive feedback. And we have 415 Google reviews now, and they're almost all 5-star reviews because the people have only been clients for 24 hours, so they still like us. But it's the only time that I get that positive reinforcement, like, hey man, you're doing a good job. We pride ourselves on the systems and the processes that we have. We don't miss stuff. And our clients hear from us all the time. So again, they know us and like us. I want to go through kind of with you guys what a plan. You need to try to create a game plan. Again, research the things that you can do in your community, whether it's joining the Chamber of Commerce, whatever community you live in, you've got one, you probably got one close. Hold on a second. Rotary Club. Rotary clubs are not for just old white guys. Join your Rotary Club. For me, their motto is service above self. I got into it because I wanted to give back to the community. I'm now on the board of directors of our Rotary Club. We do a lot of charity work, a lot of cleanup, a lot of handing out food, a lot of raising money. It's awesome. And I can't say enough good things about it. Community events, just look on your town's community calendar, find a community calendar and just show up, just go. Networking groups, self-explanatory. A lot of people love BNI, a little too rigid for me. I have different networking groups I'm a part of. Meetup is a website you can go and just find out things that are going on. And then it says seminars. I mean, kind of like our Chamber of Commerce has an event where they talk about housing in our county, or they talk about the state of the county. Our mayor gives a state of the city address every year. I'm there again because everybody else is there. We have a lot of tourism that comes to this area because of how wonderful it is. And so we went to an event last week where we just talk about the tourism that's coming in, and we just show up. Again, we're just there. So create a plan, pick a few that you want to do. For us, like I said, we're in the 3 different networking groups. We go to probably 4 or 5 other events a week. I'm meeting with 2 to 3 financial advisors every week. And then we play golf every Friday. We played golf yesterday too, but we're also playing golf tomorrow. And it's fun. At the beginning of the year, Eliza and I sat down and kind of did our business plan for 2026. And first of all, she's getting married this year. She's got a very busy year. She's going to be gone um, quite a bit. I'm taking my kids to Europe this summer. I'm going to spring training in a few weeks. Going to Disney World with my wife in April. So we put all the stuff that we want to do for fun, we put that on the calendar first. We put in golf every Friday afternoon. So we play golf at 12:40 every Friday. We book a tee time for 4 people, and we find 2 other people to play with us. The first week we did it, it was fairly warm. We hadn't played in a few weeks until yesterday, but we paired with Eliza got a friend of hers to play with us, and we are paired with a random guy. And that random guy worked on Wall Street in New York City for 30 years and then moved to Franklin. He's kind of retired, but he was fascinating to talk to. Yesterday, we played with a buddy of ours, well, 2 buddies of ours. One's a photographer, another guy's retired. Again, just want them to like us and know us. I actually have gotten a deal from being paired with a random guy at the golf course. He lives about half a mile from the office. Speaking of that, we've got 17 or 18 clients that live within walking distance of our office. That's a cool thing that I'm proud of, to be able to see these people out in public and know that I sold them a good plan, that they're taken care of, that they don't have anything to worry about. That's huge. But we have these golf outings every Friday, and getting to the point now where people come up to us like, "Hey, I want to play golf with you guys." They see what we're doing, and again, we're a good time to be around, and they want to be there. So we're kind of booked out for the next few weeks because people want to play golf with us. Not a whole lot going on in my work life on Friday afternoons, so why not go outside and be in the sunshine? For what it's worth, I'm not working. I'm not working 40 hours a week, maybe 30. If we don't have an event going on, we're out of the office at 3 o'clock every day. Especially with it starting to warm up a little bit. And I mentioned earlier, I have anxiety issues. So I go for an anxiety walk every day, every afternoon, or I go to the driving range and hit golf balls just to be outside, be in the sunshine. Got to take care of myself. And that's part of what I do to do that. And then, all right, so March, find what you want to do. April, pick a few, what you want to do. And then May, let's get after it. Again, I know y'all are a little farther north than I am, and it's not going to be as warm in May as it will be here, but sun's gonna be shining. You're gonna be outside more. Get out of the office and go do stuff. So, like I said, being on is exhausting. It will wear you out, and you won't realize how tired you are until you get in the car to go home. You're like, holy crap, that was a lot. And it is a lot, but it's a lot. Don't overextend yourself. You're gonna learn what works, what doesn't work. If something's not working, stop doing it. Everybody picks a word of the year. Mine this year was deliberate. Everything that I do is deliberate. Whether it's going to an event, whether it's taking time off, whether it's where I'm going to go to lunch, who I'm going to give money to, what clients I need to talk to, which potential clients I need to talk to, which ones I don't need to talk to, don't want to mess with. I'm deliberate in everything that I do. And so I've learned not to overextend myself. And then I want you guys to get with me. I want you guys to text me, email me some ideas that, like, hey, Chris, I'm thinking about doing this. First of all, I want those because I want to be able to steal ideas from you. Nothing that I've done in this business over the 24 years, I've come up with myself. Everything that I do, I steal from everybody else because they've already done it and it's working. All this networking stuff I'm doing is a little bit of this guy, a little bit of this girl. The financial advisor stuff was pretty much all Gary Bovoroff. They're writing a lot of Medicare, also Gary. I want to hear y'all's ideas because I want to be able to steal from you as well. That's my cell phone number. Call me, text me, email address, pretty familiar. And then please do that. Please get with me on what y'all are doing because I'm very curious on how you do what you do. Like I said, listen to Silas and Gary and your sales leaders. Do it. Y'all are in a great position to succeed. Take advantage of that. Don't let it slip out of your hands. I'm very fortunate to be where I am. I had a financial advisor in here yesterday, and I was like, my life is pretty good. Like, I'm not killing myself. I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I grinded for a lot of years. I don't have to do that anymore. I'm enjoying my life a lot more. I'm not missing stuff with my kids. I'm not missing whether it's a game or a recital or anything. I'm not going to miss that. I'm flying back. I got to be. A few of us are going to Phoenix later this month. I'm flying back early just so I can be there on my kid's 16th birthday. I'm not going to miss that kind of stuff, and our job affords us that opportunity. I'll leave this slide up. What questions do you guys have for me?
First of all, that was very well said. I think it's been fun for me, Chris, to watch you make this transition from being a lead junkie to building a personal practice. And I feel like I've had the opportunity to kind of sit on the sidelines and watch that happen in real time. A lot of the things that you're doing, I think, were things that, candidly, Kevin McIntyre and Erica, he's got that very creative bone in his body too, where he was coming up with all kinds of cool ideas early on. A lot of this stuff doesn't cost any money. It's just an investment of time and effort and putting a plan together, and drilling deep where you're at. I think, we have two different models within the health markets ecosystem. We have agents who sit in almost call center type settings and crush the phones and take, dozens of live transfers every single day and try to close things over the phone. I think can be a successful model. But many of those clients are lower income, more transient type of clients. Your persistency is much, much lower. I think we've done a great job here locally. Many of you have done this of figuring out, how do I drill deep where I'm at? I think about what Kristen's done, up in her neck of the woods. I mean, it's all right there in your backyard, right? What McIntyres have done, what Tony and Derek have done, and many of you, Stacey, what you're doing with your new storefront, assistant staff, kind of building it all. I'm a big believer that this is the right way to build a business.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was talking about that. So this morning I was on the call that we do every week. It was myself and Daniel Smith and Todd Rainey. And Daniel, as you guys know, he very well might be the best agent we have. He is super smart, super funny, super personable, and writes a crap ton of business. But one thing we were talking about is kind of the Florida agents get a bad rap for writing the kind of business you were just talking about. If you guys look at the standings, I don't know if you guys ever look at the contest standings. I guess, like Silas said, I'm number 22 in the country. The number 3 agent has more fall off than I've written this year.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's not a business model. One of our top agents just keeps rewriting the same life insurance deals every year. You're not going to ever get out of the hole if you do that. So, like I said, if you rely on leads, and I know you guys don't, but as Silas said, I'm happier. I'm working less. My quality of life is better. My commission checks are higher. My retention is higher, all because I'm not selling business to leads anymore.
Yep. And I've watched you make that transition. You've done it really, really well. You're self-admittedly a big kid, and I have known that about you for 2 decades as well. You got this weird fascination with Disney, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you
I
spend
don't know why you said weird, but yeah.
I thought it was a little odd, but you're at Disney a lot, right?
So we love it. Again, we didn't grow up with any money in my house. We never went on vacations. We never did any of that stuff. I never had money to buy the Jordans that I wanted. I have a lot of them now. We take our kids. The first time I ever got on an airplane, I was 16 years old. My kids have been all around the country, and they're about to go to Europe because I have the ability to do that now. Disney is part of that. Every day that I'm out there, I wish I was there. We took the kids for spring break last year. Then 4 of the 5 of us went to Disneyland in California last year just to go, just kind of on a whim. Like I said, my wife and I are going, just the 2 of us, in April. I'm looking at getting a place down there once my kids are gone because we love it. There's just something about it. And yes, it is. Look at it as silly. There's a book. There's many books on how Disney does what they do. One's called The Disney Way. The way Disney runs their business is impeccable. And I've tried to implement a lot of what they do into my own business. One thing I learned from John Jacoby in Omaha, he's kind of like a luxury life, like luxury brand that he sells. And if you know Jacoby, that's him. He's a very luxurious man. But we have Eliza and I have a nice business. It is a white. I mean, you say white glove, that sounds kind of cheesy, but it is top of the line customer service, top of the line everything. Sorry, hold on. And we that's what Disney does. If you go to Disney and then you go to Universal, you'll see the difference. Universal's full of people that Disney wouldn't hire. And that's kind of the business that I want to run. So yes, I love everything about it. Those shirts you guys saw me wearing, I have about 15 of those. And I'll wear those when it gets hot outside. Cause yeah, I am just a large man, large child.
Well, I think that's awesome. And I've followed you on social. I see what you do with your kids and your family. You are living a great life, my friend, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
fun to work next to you.
Yep.
Does anybody have questions? Yeah, go ahead.
There was a question in the chat. Oh yeah, bottom line, people need to know what you do. Yeah, Tom, you're right. They got to know what you do. I mean, it's all there is to it. So sorry. Anybody else have any questions?
I don't think so, but you gave me your contact info, so
Yeah, to do that. And if you guys are ever in town, like Derek Mabry showed up in my office one day because his kid was playing baseball half a mile from my office. Derek can tell you what an amazing area that my office that I live in. It's pretty great. If you guys are ever around here, let me know. I'd love to hang out with you. But yeah, please call me, text me, email me, and please let me know what you're doing so I can steal your ideas.
Hey, buddy, we really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. I appreciate you as a business partner and a good friend, and look forward to working next to you for many, many years to come. So thanks for
All right,
being.
guys, cool. Oh, thank y'all. Have a good rest of the day.
Appreciate it.